Now, we've had a fucking good weekend of boxing this weekend. We're going to start off with the big one, which a lot of us were talking about. Devin Haney is now a two-time world champion, two-weight world champion rather. He totally outclassed, outboxed, outworked Regis Prograis to take the WBC light welterweight title. Now, I personally, in the build-up, thought to myself, Prograis is the natural light welterweight. He's been fighting there pretty much his whole career. He's used to the weight. Obviously, Haney's moving up. And Haney was a fucking legend in there tonight. He completely outboxed, outworked, out-hustled. He dominated the entire fight. The only thing I'll say is missing, in my opinion, from Haney's repertoire is that killer instinct to finish. I mean, he dropped Prograis in the third. He shook him, his legs buckled. It's again, straight right hand. The straight right hand is the big weapon for Haney, especially against a southpaw. And he shook him again in the sixth. And I thought he could finish this if he wanted to. But he didn't. He didn't seem to push. That's the only thing I will criticise David Haney for. Now, I've seen a lot of hatred for Haney online, especially recently. People call him the email champion. He's the email world champion because he obviously was awarded the WBC lightweight title, and everyone shit themselves and said he's an email champion. Then he went to Australia twice and beat George Kambosos for the undisputed title. People said, oh, Kambosos is a bum. He was lucky against Lopez. He's a bum, so it doesn't count. Now he's moved up a division and he's beaten Prograis, who I've always rated. I've always liked Regis Prograis. And Haney's gone in there and just done a fucking masterclass on the guy. Absolutely dominated him, dropped him, could have stopped him. Like I say, he could have stopped him, but he didn't, and he won a masterclass against the guy. Reading comments this morning, everyone's like, oh, well, Prograis a bum. Prograis a bum. He's never beaten anyone. He's a bum. He's useless. Blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't understand where this hatred for Haney comes from, because there is rather a lot of people. I've seen them online. I've seen them on YouTube. I've seen them on Instagram. People just do not like Haney, and they will not give him credit for anything he's done. Any victory, oh, whoever he was fighting is a bum, so it doesn't matter. Who cares? He's a bum. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. It makes me think a little bit of Floyd Mayweather, maybe sort of 15, 20 years ago, because every time Mayweather won, there was always some sad cunt out there who's never laced a glove on in their fucking lives, going, oh well, they're old, they're a bum. When he beat De La Hoya in 2007, all I saw then was, well, De La Hoya's old. He's old. Alright, so then he beats Ricky Hatton. Well, Ricky Hatton's not a natural welterweight, so he's a bum. Obviously Mayweather retired, he came back, beat Marquez. Well, Marquez is smaller, so he's a bum. It doesn't count, he's a bum. And it went on like that, and it's like, I see the same things with Devin Haney. Everything he does, people will not give him credit for. And I find that fascinating, really. I know his dad, I find Devin Haney's dad very abrasive, very full of his own bullshit, and annoying. But that's part of boxing. It's part of promotion. If you're going to promote your son, you're going to come across as a cunt. It's just the way it is, you know. Whether you like it or not, he thinks his son's the best. He will say his son's the best. Haney's not going to argue the fact he's a two-weight world champion. He was undisputed lightweight. He's now moved up to light welterweight. So, you know, like I say, I picked Prograis. I'll admit my wrongs. I'll always admit that, folks. I thought Prograis was the natural light welterweight and would win, and he didn't. He was outclassed, he was dominated, he was dropped, and he was hurt. And I will say for Prograis, he's a tough motherfucker. He made it till the end. He absolutely made it till the end. I thought he was going to get pulled out at one point because he was getting bashed the fuck up, really. As soon as Haney started landing those right hands, he was doing some damage. I think it was in the ninth, he actually lifted Prograis off his feet. So, give Prograis all the credit in the world. He survived till the end. But no, that was a dominant performance. Hopefully we can leave the Lomachenko fight behind. Although on the night, as I've said, I had Lomachenko winning 115-113. I wasn't upset by the decision. I've scored it twice since, and I've either had, with the sound off, I've either had Lomachenko winning 115-113, or I've had it a draw. So you can't really complain. There were a couple of rounds in there that, what the fuck? They could have gone either way. A lot of people out there screaming robbery. That seems to be the popular thing to do these days. I'm not saying you're wrong. If you thought it was a robbery and you genuinely believe in your heart it was a robbery, who am I to tell you it was wrong? You're wrong. I can't tell you that. You saw what you saw. I'm just telling you what I saw. Although I had Lomachenko winning on the night, I can't argue. Some of those rounds they were swing rounds. They were so close. Either way, in my opinion, it was close. So although I had Lomachenko, I couldn't argue with Haney winning. On the undercard, Ebony Bridges lost her IBF women's bantamweight title to Miyo Yoshida. I'm not really shocked, to be honest, although I've always supported Bridges. I always thought she was a fantastic fighter. A lot of people see her these days as an OnlyFans model who boxes, and it was hard to dispute that fact. Watching that fight last night, she looked flat. She looked uninterested at times. Yoshida fucking went for it. And bear in mind, Yoshida's a last-minute replacement. So she came in on late notice, and she fucking wanted it, and she took it. She fucking took it. And Bridges, don't get me wrong, she can come back, she can move up, whatever. She can carve out a decent living in boxing. And I hate to say it, and I'm not one of these people, I don't like to criticise people, but I do think the whole the relationship with Conor McGregor and the OnlyFans thing seems to have taken the forefront in her boxing career. That's just what I see. Lots of other people have seen it as well. I don't give a fuck about them. I'm just going by what I see, and that's what I've seen. I've seen that she has basically become an OnlyFans model. I'll say I'd never judge anyone. If that's the way you want to make money, that's the way you want to live your life, you want to do that to yourself, you crack on, I don't care. Who am I to judge? No one is right to judge anybody. But yeah, I think she took her eye off the ball. I'd say just watching the weigh-in, she was there posing in her underwear, as she always does, and as a red-blooded heterosexual male, I enjoyed it. We all did. You're fucking lying to yourself. If you're a straight man and you turned your nose up at that, you're full of shit. If you say that, you're full of shit, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I don't like fake boobs. I'd rather real boobs, and hers are very, very, very fake, which she's never lied about. But even so, you see a pretty girl in underwear, you're going to have a look. So, but she didn't want it as much, and I think she's lost, since the OnlyFans thing, she's lost that little bit of desire. That's just my opinion, that's just what I saw, so we'll see where she goes from here. Now, this morning when I got up, I watched I wasn't expecting much from it, to be honest, the WBO featherweight title fight on the Bob Arum top rank card. Sorry. Rafael Espinoza from Mexico. He's become the latest Mexican world champion. He took the WBO featherweight title from Regis Ramirez in a fight I think is one of the top fights of the year. I wasn't expecting much. I just shoved it on this morning when I woke up. I'd recorded it. What a fucking fight. What an exciting fucking fight. I was chuffed to bits watching that. Absolutely chuffed to bits. If you haven't seen it, take the time to watch that fight. That is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. You know, 6'1" guy. This guy is the same height as me in Rafael Espinoza. He is the same height as me, 6'1", and he's fighting at featherweight. Now, if I got in shape and started boxing, I wouldn't be any lower than super middleweight. I couldn't get any lower than super middleweight or middleweight. This guy is a featherweight. He's 6'1". So when I saw them introduced, I thought, because to be honest, I'd never heard of Espinoza before. Never seen him anywhere. Not that I recall anyway. Not that sticks in my mind anyway. So I thought this might be a pretty standard defence for Ramirez. And I watched it, and when I saw them introduced, and they said he was 6'1", I thought, holy shit, this guy's massive for the weight, for featherweight. He's a fucking giant. First few rounds, he was using his jab. He couldn't miss Ramirez on the inside with those fucking uppercuts, left and right. He was just catching him with those uppercuts. And in the fifth, towards the end, Ramirez unleashed a right hook. He's a southpaw. A right hook that dropped Espinoza. Excuse me. Espinoza went down, got up, but he fell over again. And I thought, oh, this referee might stop this. Right at the end of the round, he survived. He got caught a couple of times in the following round, a couple of straight left hands. There was a bit of a confusion with a potential knockdown. Espinoza landed what appeared to be an uppercut, and the referee said it was a slip. Upon replays that I've seen, nothing actually landed. You know, it sort of grazed his gloves really. It didn't really. So I wasn't so fussed by that. And they just fought back and forth like that. Espinoza was landing more punches. He was throwing more. He was working well on the inside for a big guy against a smaller guy, a very tall guy against a very small guy, short guy compared to him. He was fighting well. He was landing decent body shots, some uppercuts on the inside, and he was pushing Ramirez back. But Ramirez was doing very well and landing some fucking counters on the inside. It all came to a head for me in the last round, in the 12th round, where Espinoza just walked out as if he needed to win that fucking round. He needed to win that fucking fight. And he put the pressure on Ramirez. And basically, he didn't drop him with one single punch. It was a combination of blows. And Ramirez went down. He got up, he survived the fight. He saw the final bell. I didn't have a problem with the decision. It was a close fight. I mean, Christ's sake, you could go either way. If Ramirez had pulled it out, I wouldn't have been angry. I wouldn't have been angry at all. It was close. But I'm glad I had Espinoza winning. I'm glad he got the victory. I'd love to see the rematch. I mean, Espinoza sort of indicated in the post-fight interview that he would go. He would quite happily give Ramirez the opportunity again. So, absolutely brilliant fight. I wasn't expecting much from it. I was chuffed to bits. Fucking great end to a Saturday night. Obviously, this evening, we've got a big fight. Chris Billam-Smith defending his WBO cruiserweight title on a Sunday afternoon. So I'll watch that later on. I'll either upload later on tonight after I've seen it, or tomorrow morning. Either way, I will upload it. So you take care, folks. I hope you enjoyed the fights. Thank you ever so much for listening to me. I really appreciate it. Even if you don't agree with what I say, please comment. If you think I'm talking bollocks, please comment. We're all entitled to our opinion, so I'd like to hear from you. Take care, folks. I'll speak to you tomorrow.